we're the truck emissions group. My name is Fona.
I'm Ari.
I'm Ishan.
All right, so this is April Love, who said in an ABC 10 news story earlier this year, "This is my home. I lived here all my life, but I've been told by doctors the older and older I get, I won't be able to live in San Joaquin County anymore due to high air pollution." Stockton is located in the San Joaquin Valley, which has the 5th worst air quality in the country, which makes lives such as April hard to be healthy.
So we're also going to touch base on the historical background of Stockton. So Stockton is home to former segregation and racist policies and systems, such as redlining, which manifests itself in patterns of development. So what gets built, where, and when. As you can tell, systems of oppression are translated through air pollution, as you can see by this coronavirus screen map. Additionally, looking into the future, vehicle miles traveled, or VMT, in the San Joaquin County is projected to increase 123% from 2020 to 2030. And as we look into Stockton then and now, so this is an image of Stockton before urban renewal. So there isn't the crosstown corridor freeway, and the crosstown freeway is this like visual and physical barrier that separates the more desirable parts of town from the redlining map to the more hazardous parts of town. So looking on into the future, there was a path without the freeway.
Yeah, and moving on to our mission statement, our team's mission is to provide environmental justice groups in Stockton with an analysis of what Stockton could look like without the crosstown freeway. And so we aim for our analysis to be used as a tool for advocacy in order to combat environmental injustices in Stockton.
For our analysis, we will be focusing on PM 2.5 pollution, which is a type of pollution that is harmful to respiratory and cardiovascular health. As we can see, a 1-unit increase in PM 2.5 can lead to a 35% increased chance of suffering a cardiovascular event, such as a stroke or a heart attack, which means that small changes can save lives.
And to do our analysis, we use air quality modeling through a line source dispersion model called C-line. And this is an image of what C-line looks like. So as inputs, it gets traffic data, road segments, vehicle mix, and weather patterns, and outputs PM 2.5 concentrations, as you can see from this map.
So our team has developed a design plan for the Stockton we envision by 2030, which is without the presence of heavy-duty vehicle trucks. And we've come up with 3 alternatives, the first of which is undergrounding Highway 4 completely and replacing it with a green space, as can be seen in this image. This green space would provide residents with an area to play and gather, as well as boost economic growth for Stockton by making it a more attractive tourist destination. For the tunnel, current technologies can remove up to 98% of PM 2.5, and after running this in C-line, we were able to create this map that shows annual average reductions. The more red or yellow an area is, as we can see here, the higher the decrease, and it is located around the crosstown freeway. So we found a maximum decrease of about 2.5 around the Stanislaus and Main Street intersection, which, as a reminder, can have great beneficial impacts for health. We have also found some precedents around the country for undergrounding a freeway, such as Seattle's SR-99 tunnel and Boston's famous Big Dig project, which show that Stockton too can have the power to underground their freeway.
Next, we're going to talk about our alternative of rerouting heavy-duty and medium-duty traffic, as well as replacing the freeway with a green boulevard. So this image shows an example of what a green boulevard could be, and we envision that only zero-emission vehicles would be on our green boulevard, which is in line with the zero-emission vehicles mandates coming from CARB for 2035 and 2045, respectively. Studies from this department shows that rerouting medium and heavy-duty traffic and replacement with a ground-level boulevard can result in a 98% decrease in annual average daily traffic, and this was shown in the Mandela Parkway. It also had an associated 25% reduction in black carbon, which is a subset of PM 2.5. Similarly, we mapped our results from C-line, and it shows that there is a maximum decrease of like around 2.5 micrograms per cubic meter around the standing walls and Main Street intersection. And however, this alternative would transfer pollution to other areas. Okay, and there has been some precedents in rerouting and creating green boulevards as well. As previously mentioned, Mandela Parkway is a very, very famous case study, and it was done really close by in Oakland. And currently there is a project being planned in Syracuse to also do this for like 13 miles.
Okay, moving on to the last part of our design plan, truck electrification. So our current goal is to have 50% of the truck fleet be electric by 2030. And that's in line with the CARB goals for 2045 to have an entire electric truck fleet. And when we did the modeling in C-Line, we saw that max decrease for PM 2.5 was 0.7 micrograms per cubic meter. So moving on to our preferred design. So we presented 3 scenarios and we judged them based on the criteria you see here. So the first one was heavy duty truck electrification. So we saw a moderate decrease in PM 2.5 emissions. However, there is no community beautification or any added economic value since the crosstown freeway is still there. The individual costs are moderate to electrify the trucks, and there's also governmental costs from incentive programs. Our second alternative was for rerouting and the low volume green boulevard. So we saw the most PM 2.5 emissions decrease here. And the community beautification does increase moderately, as well as economic value because we got rid of the crosstown freeway. However, there is still a boulevard with traffic going through, and the individual costs are none. And there's slight governmental costs to demolish the freeway and build the green boulevard. And our last alternative, which is our preferred alternative, is undergrounding and green spacing. So there is a significant PM 2.5 emissions decrease, slightly less than rerouting, but still pretty close. And obviously we have the most community beautification there, and we have a lot of added economic value from tourist attractions, just from the removal of the crosstown freeway. And there's no individual costs, but there is pretty high governmental costs. However, this will get offset as it's an initial investment once we have tourist attractions coming in from the green space that is replacing the freeway. And it also goes to our larger goal of advancing restorative justice for all the marginalized communities that were impacted by the construction of the crosstown freeway. And that increases the green space and boosts tourism and reduces the healthcare costs coming from the emissions from the freeway.
All right, so in order to achieve our preferred design, we have created an implementation roadmap which spans from 2025 to 2030 and includes 4 key phases. The first of which is widespread efforts to educate the Stockton community about the benefits of undergrounding Highway 4, which will hopefully group together the community in order to pressure Stockton City Council to approve an undergrounding project by 2027. This would launch an iterative design process and community engagement process, which would yield the final plans that balance the community needs as well as feasibility from the engineering team. And then finally, we would wrap up any final design processes and hopefully begin the construction and demolition of Highway 4 by 2030. Here is the QR code for our story map, and thank you so much.
Yay. Any questions? We'd like to thank everyone who helped us on this project, and all the community partners in Stockton.